What's up, guys? So, as I'm wrapping up the night, I was eating my dinner, and I was thinking about like a particular person that I know, that has like Virgo energy, and then I was thinking about just the energy of Virgo in general and how it relates to Mercury. I feel like Gemini gets a bad rap for its double-sided nature, but that is in fact the dualistic nature of Mercury, period. And Virgo has that same signature of having a dualistic nature to it, but I feel like Gemini gets the worst rep for it versus Virgo. I don't always hear people mentioning the double sidedness of Virgo. Now, I think it's because of the way it's expressed in Gemini through air and the way it's expressed in Virgo through earth. So maybe since in Virgo it's coming through earth, it keeps the personality of the person more consistent. But yeah, like when you think, I have heard some astrologers talk about how Virgo could present itself one way and be totally another different way behind closed doors. And it's mutable. So like all the mutable signs are subject to change. Pisces, Gemini, and Virgo, they're all mutable and subject to change. And Sagittarius is as well. But like with Sag, I don't too much hear about like a double-sided personality. Somewhat with Pisces, but not exactly as much as you hear about it with Gemini. But I would like to say with Virgo, with both of these mutable signs being ruled by the same planet Mercury, of course, like with Virgo, you have a person who could present themselves like materialistically one way and then be a different way behind closed doors, or they could just have many different presentations, like the chameleon, which Pisces is usually attributed to. But yeah, I was just kind of thinking about that because Mercury is like represented by Hermes. The in the mythology, Hermes was able to go up from the heavens to the earth to deliver different messages. In order to do that, you have to be able to change form, and messengers have that quality of being able to change forms. But yeah, it's also like you have to think about you have to think about not morality, but your idea of like what is right and what's wrong, because it seems like in the mainstream, good and bad are black and white terms, and they have been defined through generations and through like social concepts and constructs like religion and stuff to kind of have an effect on what we determine as good and bad. And I think sometimes people view mutability, the ability to be able to change and not keep one form, as a bad thing sometimes, because like it could be seen as unstable or just not one set thing, but it also provides a very like beautiful flexibility, and it allows a person to be able to like connect with many different people, many different forms. But yeah, I haven't made an astrology video in a long time, so I thought I would just talk about my thoughts on how Virgo too can have a double-sided nature. I just think with Gemini, there seems to be a lack of consciousness associated with it, but also not. It seems like with Gemini, like they're not all the way aware of the different forms that they take on and how they are perceived by other people. But I also do think there is a side of them that does understand it, but it seems to be aloof to it somehow. I'm not sure. But with Virgo, I don't think that. I think Virgo has more of a knowing of his double-sided nature. Like Virgo is like super into health, and they know how to heal themselves. Or I won't say every Virgo, but just the energy of Virgo. But it also knows how to destroy itself. So it could do things that aren't so healthy, but it has a cure to it. So it like finds a balance in between those things. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Virgo, and Mercury and everything else I discussed. If you want to hear me talk more about astrology, let me know what you want to hear about. I always have thoughts like these going through my head, so I just decided to share it tonight instead of like not sharing it. So yeah.